Hi guys, it is now 2:52 p.m. on Thursday. My hair looks wild, but so after I did the last video, I turned on like a webinar, made my bed, and like did like a meditation process and released more. And I realized, whoa, I just got really dizzy. I realized that if I release tears as I'm like in a process of something, that's fine. You know, like don't stop the process type of thing. Because I'm just reminding myself that's like a controlled environment. That's what that's supposed to be for. Versus it coming out randomly. So that was one thing. And then after that, I made food and I joined another webinar, and that one kind of just took up my whole day basically. And this is what I want to say. I am grateful for the webinar. I learned some things, but this is a part I am not okay with, and I think this was like the biggest lesson for me, like the biggest thing I got out of it was what I don't want to do, because I do have like I am certified in like coaching and I do want to eventually like do that. But what I'm not okay with, I'm not in alignment with, is they would not tell people how much it was. And when people were asking, they were deleting like the messages and stuff. And all I can tell you is that took me from like, well, maybe, like, to like, you know what? Especially since they're preaching honesty. And they're like, you have to be honest, you have to have integrity. It's like, you are gatekeeping the price. You're trying to force people to get on the phone with you so that you can manipulate them to get it. I'm not okay with that. Like, either as a customer or a business person. I'm not okay with that. That does not align with me. So it was just amazing because the whole time I was kind of like, like, yeah, like possibly. And then it was like like a chord, like hitting the piano, like, and so they are probably effective at that. Like they probably make lots of money, but for me, integrity is truly the most important. It just is. It's not because I think I'm a better person. It's just that's just how I am. So I just was like, you know what? Like once I started seeing messages and then they would disappear, and then my message, which literally I just said, you know, how much is it, and then it like disappeared. And then, well, actually first they said, oh, we'll DM you. I said okay, but then the DM was like, when can you talk today? It's like, I just need to know how much it is, like a ballpark. And they would not. And it was like so anyway, like I said, moral of the story for me personally is I don't want to now invest. I don't want to give my money to that, because it's hard enough to think about, investing your money and everything. But if it's like, if it doesn't feel right, and so anyway, that being said, I might have another meeting in a couple minutes. I'm still waiting to find out for sure from that. But yeah, just wanted to share that, whether it's, like I said, the most effective business strategy or not, it does not align with me, so I'm not going to do that, because I value people's time. And so if it's like $10,000 or something, and someone knows they don't have 10,000, I don't want them going broke and give me their money. I really don't. I don't want, like, you know, I wouldn't feel good about that. And especially these people who are selling these programs they themselves are already multimillionaires. It's like, why are you trying to milk people that don't have the money? It's either do it at an actual affordable rate, or like have an affordable option, or just be transparent about the price so that you're not wasting their time and their emotion of like, well, you can put on 6 credit cards. It's like, yeah, you know? unless it's like one-on-one, but if it's like a group thing where you aren't actually going to be, you know, the person was like, oh, like, I'm going to personally coach you. It's like, but are you? Or am I going to be in a sea of 300, 400 people? And like, yes, there's still value, but that's different than personally one-on-one coaching, right? Like, those are two different things. And I'm not saying that there's not like value in both of them, but yeah, I just realized how that, like, in my list of values, apparently, that's like one of the biggest ones, if not the biggest one, is just like authenticity and like respect for people, you know? So, that being said, I mean, let's say it's a high price, but it involves, it's like for the whole year, well, then you can show a slide explaining that, but they just gate kept the price. So they had no idea, and it's like, so I don't want to do that, is my point. And maybe that doesn't make me a good business person, but it aligns with who I am as a person. So, anyway, I'll say lesson learned, like I did something wrong, but what I mean is it was like good to realize, like, note to self, don't ever do that, because if I don't feel good about it on the customer side, I would never want to do that on the business side. So, anyway, I'm going to go see if that other meeting is available, but love you guys.